These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hi there, I'm Nohelani Graff with your afternoon update from ABC15 Arizona. One thing that we're working on today is to gather more information about a deadly plane crash that happened yesterday at the Gila Bend Airport. According to the NTSB, the aircraft was an amateur-built plane, and we do know that one person is dead and another seriously hurt. A first responder at the scene describes the aftermath.
One individual on the ground. The plane is also on the ground. We're going to be on the east side of the runway, about halfway down the runway.
Now, officials have not yet released the name of the person who died, but the NTSB is going to continue to investigate that crash. America votes. Tomorrow is Arizona's presidential preference election. You do have to be registered as a Republican or a Democrat to participate. And if you've already voted, make sure that you go to beballotready.vote and you can check the status of your ballot. Voting and ballot drop-offs do end at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. President Joe Biden, in the meantime, is set to make his way to Arizona this week. The White House not saying much about the trip, but we do know that he's going to fly into Phoenix tomorrow from Nevada to host a campaign event. And then on Wednesday, the focus will be his Investing in America agenda. The president is expected to announce a multi-billion-dollar award to Intel with the CHIPS grant.
We should be clear, the expectation here on Capitol Hill is that lawmakers will come together by the end of the week and avoid a shutdown. But getting to that point will mean overcoming some pretty serious funding disagreements.
As the week begins, another new funding fight in Washington. You see, these are the 12 appropriations bills that Congress passes, generally at the same time, in order to keep the government running. Earlier this month, however, Congress only funded these departments. The rest face a March 22nd deadline to be funded, or a government shutdown could kick in. Here are the three main obstacles facing lawmakers as the week begins. Obstacle number one, the southern border. Part of this week's spending bills includes funding for the Department of Homeland Security, which has jurisdiction over policies and programs that fund and address issues at the southern border. This has been a controversial topic politically, and any funding deal regarding this agency runs the risk of upsetting lawmakers on both sides. Obstacle number two, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in the Near East. This agency has been a source of some controversy. Following the October 7th attack in Israel, reports emerged that 12 employees of the agency may have been involved in the attacks. That prompted President Biden to suspend funding. An investigation by the United Nations is expected to be completed by the end of April. As for Congress, the question is whether they vote this week to permanently ban any funding. Some conservatives want that, some Democrats are a bit weary. Obstacle number three, election grants. With the general election less than 8 months away, many local and state governments are finalizing their operations to protect the vote, something that can be costly. Groups have called on Congress to offer more grants than previous years, something that can be controversial. More details on how Congress plans to avoid a possible shutdown are expected soon. Votes are not anticipated until later this week. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.
Time now for that most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s for Phoenix today. There is still a chance for showers in storm zone. We'll have to watch for that this afternoon. Meanwhile, in northern Arizona, 40s and 50s for highs with a few snow showers over that higher terrain, as snow levels will be mainly at about 7,000 to 7,500 feet. We'll likely see some showers and thunderstorms across much of northern Arizona, with those thunderstorms possible, especially this afternoon. That chance for rain continues in the valley, and especially this afternoon into the evening when we could see a few of those storms. And again, especially for the East Valley and some of our foothills locations. That high, 77 today. Tomorrow, back into the upper 70s with a lingering chance for showers. But then the storm system that's been lingering and hanging out and bringing rain chances daily for several days now clears out by Wednesday. We see sunshine again, temperatures warming as high pressure built in. And we could be talking some of the warmest days of the year so far by the end of the week with highs in the mid 80s, but cooler again starting Sunday.
Be sure to check back with us for another update tonight. But until then, you can stay on top of the latest news, weather, and even traffic by going to abc15.com or on the go with our ABC15 app. Make it a great day.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.